Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to cover on how you can apply for a passport here in Kenya. The first step is that you go to eCitizen. If you don't have an account, you have to go ahead and register. But if you have an account like I do, just go to one login. So here you need your email address or your ID number plus the password. So let's go ahead and sign in. It will ask to send an email or rather a code either to your phone or to your email. So let's use our email. Let me just check quickly. So here's the code. I need to copy the code, then come back to eCitizen, paste the code, and then we can go to the next step. So from here, we are now inside our eCitizen account. Now to go to the passport application section, you have to scroll down. And right here, you can see the section for apply for a passport. Let's click that. Now, we have been directed to the State Department of Immigration and Citizen Services. So once again, we are going to log in. And in this case, you can either log in with eCitizen or with an OTP. If you decide to go with an OTP, a code will be sent to your phone number. But in this case, since we have already signed in using our eCitizen, we'll just go ahead and log in with eCitizen. In this part, or rather in this window, we can see our personal account and any other accounts that you have, especially if you have a registered a company, you will see it under the organization's accounts. In this case, we want our passport, so we'll just go under the personal account and click our name and then continue. So from here, you have to go and fill section by section. So the first section, number 1, is category, and here you have to come and select what you are doing. Are you applying the passport for yourself or are you applying for your child who is under 18 years? In our case, we are going to select your application. Let's go to the next. The next part is adult application instructions. So here you get all the instructions on how to do everything. You can just go ahead and read everything just to be on the safe side. Here you can see a list of the things that you will need when submitting your application. So after you finish application, you have to print that document and then take it to an office. So when going to that office, you have to make sure that you have all these documents. So here are the charges for the different types of passports. So that 4 pages, it's 75, 50 pages, 95, 66 pages, 12.5, diplomatic passport 15, mutilated passport 20k, lost passport 20k. So mutilated passport is whereby you have ruined your passport. Maybe you washed it, maybe it's burnt. In that case, you have to pay 20,000 to get it replaced. Same case with the lost passport, you have to pay 20,000. So a passport is valid for 10 years. So if you know that you are going to be traveling a lot, it's always better to choose the 66 pages passport. But if you know that you are not going to travel that much, you can just select the that 4 pages passport, which is the cheapest in this case. So let's scroll down and go to next. So here they ask you about your nationality. If you have a citizenship of another country and Kenya, that is 2 countries, you can select you have dual nationality. But in our case, we only have I only have Kenyan citizenship. So I'm just going to click no and go to next. In this section, they are asking me which kind of a passport I want. Unless you are a diplomatic, maybe those guys working in the embassies or something of the sort. For us, the rest of the citizens, you just need to click ordinary. Application type, of course, this is our first time applying for a passport. I do have a passport, so I'm just doing this to show you the process that you need to use. And then you are asked about the page count. Remember, we saw the different places that they have. So let's just select that 4 pages, which we saw is going for 75. From here is where you select the location that you are going to submit your application. So as I said, after you finish this process, you will print those documents, and together with the other documents that we saw on a list, you have to take those physically to a location. And we have a few locations you can take to: Nairobi, Kisumu, Mombasa, Eldoret, Embu, Nakuru, Kisii, Kericho. Those are the available locations in Kenya. The rest of the locations are in different countries. So in my case, I took it to Embu, but you can just take where you are. Maybe if you are located in maybe let's say Eldoret, you can take to Eldoret. If you are in Mombasa, Malindi, all those areas, you can take to Mombasa. So let's just select Nairobi, and then here you have to fill your details. So let's go ahead and fill our names. I'm just going to use just a few examples. So this one, you get it from your birth certificate. So you need to have your birth certificate so that you can input that number. Then from there, we can go to next. Then you have to put the details about your parents. So you have to input your father's details if they are available. You can put them here. And then you have to put your mother's details if they are available. So in this case, I'm just going to select that they are not available, and they are not available, so that we can make it easier. So let's go to next. Then here you have to fill in your next of kin, and you can put in their name over here. So let's just use an example. And then we can go to next. Of course, they will ask you if you have children. So if you have children, select yes. If you don't have, select no. And then you can go to next. So here is where you upload all your details. So here you have to upload a recent passport size photo on a white background. Make sure it's white. And then, of course, you have to upload your signature on a white background. You can just use a piece of paper. And then you have to upload a ID on the front side, and then on the back side, and then your birth certificate. So that section is here on the uploads. After uploading, that's when then you'll be given a form that you need to print. You print that form, and then remember, after you get to the last step and you upload all the documents, they will ask you to make a payment for the passport application. And after making the payment, you'll have two things that you need to print. One is the invoice that you used to pay, and they will give you that invoice. You just need to print it. And the other thing is this application itself. You have to print it. And then you need to have all these documents that they are asking for. So now, with this application, with the invoice, and with all these documents, you can go to the location that you selected. Remember, there was a section where we selected the location that we would like to take our application. So that is exactly where you shall take your application. And of course, we didn't get to the last part of this application, but before you pay, or I'm not sure if it's before you pay or after you pay, there's a section whereby you have to schedule when you'll be going to the location that you selected. So they'll give you a calendar, and then from that calendar, you can select the date and then the time that will be going to take your application. And of course, during that time, when you take the application, that's when they will take a picture, a passport photo, and they will also take your biometrics. So guys, that's all about it, and that's how you apply for a passport. Of course, it's a very simple process, but some people will actually find it better to go to a cyber and get it done for them. But if you have a laptop, if you have a Wi-Fi, you can just do it yourself. This is the Kenyan Infosphere. We usually provide a lot of tutorials, especially those meant for Kenyans. So make sure to support us by sharing this video with your friends, and also give us that subscribe, and you can also like the video. And of course, if you have any questions, you can leave it down there in the comments. I'll make sure to reply to all the comments that you'll be leaving over there. And if there is any other topic that you'd like us to cover, just make sure you leave it in the comments. Until next time, take care.